Hi, I'm here with my John Deere Gator 4x2. I think it's year 2002 model. I'm going to be changing the oil in it today and giving you an idea how to do that. And anyway, first thing you want to do on this Gator is change the oil. Is you want to empty the back end out. The back end serves as my handy dandy garbage dump and tool repository. And then second thing you want to do is you want to leave the Gator running while you're emptying the back out, so that the old oil heats up, and you can, when you finally drain it, it's going to drain real easy. So anyway, get started, clean out the rear end, and we'll get to the rest of it. Okay, so we've got the bed emptied out now. Now we need to raise the bed, okay? I'm going to show you how to lift the bed up on this, and basically you can also do this to dump the bed as well. So what we have here at the, might want to raise the seat up. We have a handle right here in the front of the bed that's on the driver's side, okay? And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take that handle and move it towards the middle. Move it towards them. You can see that or not, but I can move it back and forth, and it'll move towards the middle of the Gator. And the bed's a little heavy, so anyway, if you're a 98-pound weakling like myself, you have to put a little muscle behind it, and then you lift it up, and there you go. Now there's a catch there. There's a catch on the handle that as you lift it up, it'll eventually catch and it'll hold itself. So now I've got the engine exposed, and I'm going to start doing some routine maintenance on here, and we'll find everything we need to show you how to change this oil. Okay, while I got the dump bed open, I thought I would also clean the air filter on this machine. So the air filter is going to be found right here on the right side of the motor, and there's going to be a clip that you got to unclip underneath here. If I can find it, and it should be right there. Okay, found it finally. And then it's just a little spring-loaded clip, one on top, one on bottom, and just pull the plastic cover off. Now there is a you know, I don't know what they call this, but it basically catches larger objects that might get in the filter. And yeah, there went a pebble. There went a couple of pebbles out of it. There went another pebble. Probably shouldn't be dumping it on the engine. Take the lid off, put it in a safe place, then just slowly work your air filter out. And here's the air filter. You know, you can either replace this part. Let me see if I can find the part number on it for you. Let me get my glasses out. Hang on. Alright, I'm reading M113621. I'm not sure what that is. That might be a part number. That is M as in Mary, 113621. Then we also got another of what looks like might be a part number. D as in David, C as in Charlie, 057, S as in Sam. Today I'm just gonna take a air hose, and I'm just gonna blow mine out, okay? So for what that's worth to you. Actually, I've already blown it out, and already done the work. So I'm gonna just reinsert it and put it back in there nice and snug. And then here's my cap. This is labeled right here. I don't know if you can read it or not, but it does have the word top on it. And you'll want to install that where the little exit thing is on the bottom, so that things will fall out of it rather than falling into your air filter if you install it upside down. Okay, so just make sure you install it like that, and just make sure you get that clip, and then go down here and get this other clip, clip it in place, confirm it's nice and snug, and you're ready to go. Okay, we're back here with the Gator again, and we have which is right here, and has the dipstick, and I'm just going to real quick, I'm going to check this engine oil on this machine. Now remember, the engine's pretty warm. I've been idling it, and looks like the engine oil is still basically full. Now it needs to be changed, but it's still pretty full. And the dipstick says to actually check it without screwing on. Do not turn the cap on thread to check the oil level. Okay, so I'm going to drop it in there and check it without doing that, and it's almost perfectly at the high level. So that's good. And then over here we have transmission oil as well, and I'm going to check that while I'm at it. And not sure if the procedure is the same, but if it's got oil in it above the fill point without screwing it in, then it's going to be at least enough oil if it were screwed in. Okay, so it's about halfway up the dipstick indicators. So in terms of it having enough oil, it does have enough oil in it. Okay, it does need to be changed, but it does have enough oil in it. Okay, one thing I noted in the manual about this machine, and I found it hard to believe initially, but I guess I'm a believer now, is that this Kawasaki engine that's in this Gator does not have an oil filter. The manual said that was an optional item, and based on what I'm seeing, I cannot find an oil filter on this machine anywhere, unless it's hidden somewhere down here that I haven't actually felt my head yet. But there is, from what I can tell, once again, let me check underneath here, feel around, see if I can find something real low. Normally they would try to put an oil filter in a nice, easily accessible area, and there definitely is not one that's easily accessible, at least. Check the front of the motor here, and I am not finding an oil filter. So looks like this is one of the units that does not have an oil filter. That was an option on this machine, and I wish I'd known it, because I inherited this machine from my father, and I'm not sure when he changed the oil in this machine. So we're going to get it done today, and it should be all right. Okay, I've located the drain plug on the Gator here, and it's going to be fairly difficult to show you on the camera. I'm going to try to get the camera inside the engine compartment there and show you where it is, but I'm showing you the exterior here of the Gator, so you can get an idea of where it's going to be at. Got a little stick here I'm going to use as a pointer. Here's the pipe to the muffler. Here's the drive belt. You can see it kind of wiggling underneath there. Here's going to be a guard on the drive belt in case the drive belt were to snap. It's not going to hit the passengers. And then if you look down in here, you'll probably, if you have the same Gator, you'll see what looks to be some sort of hole right there. It's not threaded. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. I have to pan the camera a little bit as well. Give me a second. Maybe the camera will focus. If it doesn't, that's okay as well. Anyway, but you get the idea. Right in there, you can make out the edge of the hole that I'm talking about. Now this is not the drain hole, okay? It's just a point of reference so we can talk about it. The actual drain plug is more to the interior of the bottom of the engine down there, okay? And I'm going to come back in just a second and give you the socket sat once I discover it, okay? Okay, so been doing a little digging underneath the machine here, underneath the motor, and I've determined that the socket that you want to use is a 9/16. A 3/8 inch socket driver will fit in there. It's going to be a little bit tight, not extremely tight. I'm going to use the long socket, give myself a little bit of stability in working with it in there. It's a fairly easy bolt to reach. So anyway, you're going to need that to undo the socket. Undo the drain plug, and then you'll also want one of these, which is a pan for your oil to drain in. Otherwise you're going to have probably about a quart of oil on the ground. Okay, so we're going to slip this underneath the machine here. There is a hole in the frame so that the oil will drop through the hole, and it's going to drop right into this oil pan once I take the lid off here. And anyway, so I'm going to do my best to get my camera down in the machine and let you see where the oil drain plug is. The oil drain plug has got a lot of dirt and debris around it. I'm also going to take a shop rag, and I'm going to do my best of not being able to actually see it. I'm going to do my best to clean it all out, and you'll want to do that as well. So I'll be right back with you, and hopefully if I can get the camera in there, you'll be able to take a look at me wrenching on the oil drain plug. Okay? Okay, just checking to see if you can hear me. Checking to see if this camera is going to fit, and checking to see if the aim is going to take it to where we want it to be. Unfortunately, it's looking like alright, where's the drain plug? Where is that drain plug at? Okay, I don't know if I can hear you. I got my good camera in here. I hope you appreciate me putting my good camera in this really dirty machine here. We're going to give this a try. Hopefully I won't stir up too much dust and get the lens dirty. And put the socket on the nut. Alright. Got it on there. Gonna check the camera to see if the thing's seeing anything. Oh yeah. Sorry about how dark it is, but that's probably the way it's gonna be. See if I can adjust the flashlight here. At least flashlight's not gonna sit up there by itself, unfortunately. And I can't put it up against the camera, otherwise it'll knock it off. So here we go. Gonna loosen the drain plug up. I can get a little leverage on it. And it is very tight. Tight enough I may need a cheater bar. And that may be tricky. Okay, I've put a cheater bar on the on the wrench, and I believe I've broken the nut loose. Gonna pull the cheater bar off. Not enough room to work with the cheater bar and the ratcheting drive. And let's see if I got this thing where it'll actually move. Yep, I got it. And it looks like the nut now is loose enough that I might be able to get it by. Let's see what happens if I grab it by hand. Nope, can't get it with my finger. Alright, I'm going to use a 1/4-inch drive here to see if I can get in there with a 1/4-inch driver. And see if I can loosen it up with this 1/4-inch driver. Gotta find the nut again. Find the plug. There's where it's at. And there we go. So the 1/4-inch driver with an extension on it works pretty well. And should have it off here in just a moment or two. It's coming fairly easily now. I should be able to get it with my finger now. Okay, I switched to a lower resolution camera. My big camera was falling, and it just wasn't worth risking my big camera for this video. So we're on a lower resolution camera. Hopefully you can see me wrenching on this plug. And anyway, should be there in a second or two. And there it is. Alright. Hands nice and oily. And when you're doing this, don't forget to open up the fill hole at the top so to drain quicker. Okay, so the oil is draining underneath the machine here to my oil drain pan, and anyway, just in case you're interested, here's what the oil drain plug looks like. Get up there fairly close so you can see it. Once again, it was a 9/16 socket that would fit that. Now I'm going to be filling this machine up with 1.16 quarts of 10W40. Okay, that's what it calls for. Now myself, I'm going to use 15W40 John Deere brand because it just happens to be what I have in the barn today. Okay, it's not necessary that you get the John Deere brand. You know, any of the higher grade brands I'd be perfectly willing to put in this machine. I wouldn't go down to Wally World and buy their cheap stuff. I'd buy some good stuff and put in your machine. Okay, so that's 1.16 quarts without a filter. If you are changing the filter on yours as well, the manual calls for 1.37 quarts. That was 1.37 quarts, so about 1.4 quarts with a filter, and about 1.2 quarts without a filter, okay, and that was 10W40. That's what it calls for in the manual. And let's start dropping it in. One thing about the drain plug I forgot to mention. When you put this drain plug back in, remember I took a rag and I cleaned around the drain plug? That was a pretty essential operation. Now I'm not sure I got around the hole really well, but I gave it a try, okay? The drain plug was fairly dirty. I've cleaned it up for you taking a look at it and everything. But when you put this drain plug back in, you need to be very careful when you put it in and not get a lot of dirt on the drain plug. You're going to be moving your hand underneath where you can't see it, see what you're working on, and you need to be fairly precise when you put this drain plug in. Don't be rubbing it up against other objects, which is going to get dirt on it. And because this machine doesn't have an oil filter, that dirt's going to go straight into your engine if you get this drain plug dirty, okay? So you need to clean this drain plug really well, and make sure when you reinsert it, don't get it dirty, okay? I'm gonna put it in my machine now, and then once I do that, I'll pour the oil in, okay? Okay, so I've got the drain plug in now. One thing I wanted to add to my little rant about the drain plug is not only do you clean that drain plug and make sure you don't get it dirty when you're putting it in, make sure that you hand thread that drain plug in as far as you can, okay, before you put the wrench on it. And then even when you've got the wrench and you're tightening that thing up, make sure you're not having to really force that plug back in there, because if you cross thread it, then you got yourself a world of headaches, okay? So make sure you can thread that drain plug in with your fingers and maybe turn it a couple of turns with your fingers before you put that wrench on there, and put it on there nice and snug once you get in on there. My drain plug, it tried to cross thread. I had to back it up and restart it a couple of times, and then it was not terribly firm. It was firm enough putting it in that I could only go about 1.5 turns with it, and then it required the wrench. But once I got the ratcheting wrench on it, it went fairly easily. I could tell that it wasn't cross-threaded. I wasn't having to force it on there, and you need to make sure you do the same, okay? And then once it reaches the tightening up point, just make sure it's nice and snug. Don't over-tighten it. Don't force it beyond you know, a nice, good, snug fit, okay? And you'll be all right. Okay, we're ready to put the oil in the machine here. I've got me a nice clean shop towel here, and just gonna take the dipstick out, and I'm gonna lay it on that nice clean shop towel. And then I got a little small funnel here. We've already discussed the type of oil and how much you need. Now we're gonna need just a little bit beyond this this quart that I got here, so because this is a non-filtered machine. And in it goes. Hopefully you can see that fairly well. Alright, while that's going down, I'm going to get another quart of oil because I'm going to need to top it off just a little bit. That one that I was working with is not empty yet, but it will be fairly soon. So, here we go again. This is the original jug of oil. And let the funnel catch up. And there we go. We got that one in. And 1.16 ounces of oil. So a quart is 28 ounces, and 1.16 of 28 is going to be probably about 4 ounces, I would estimate. So I'm going to pour in about 4 more ounces. See what we got? Nope, not even come close. excuse me, a quart of oil is 32 ounces. So I'm still right about my 4 ounces, or just a little bit more in there, and that should pretty well do it. Reseal my brand new oil up. Take my funnel out. Clean my dipstick up a little bit here. And let's check and see what it says. Well, it's about halfway up, halfway between low and between fill and full. So I'm going to put a little bit more oil in this machine. Oh, wrong jug. There we go. Let's see what that does to it. Seems to have made a difference. Now, one thing you're going to want to do, could use a little bit more, it's still not at the full level. One thing you're going to want to do is you're going to, once you're reading oil on the dipstick, certainly you want to put it to the full level, but if you're not certain about yourself, or if you're like me, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you at least got enough that oil in there that's touching the dipstick, and then you'll drive this machine around a little bit and get the oil a little bit dirty so you can see a little bit better on the dipstick, and then you know, circulate the oil and then come back and check it again. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take this machine for a little drive and see exactly where we're at. Okay. Want to make a real quick note. One thing I didn't mention to you is prior to draining that, pulling that drain plug, pull the key out of your machine and maybe sit it in the seat or put it aside somewhere where it will not get lost. But don't have the key in the machine when you're changing the oil, because you don't want to accidentally have somebody come up and crank this machine or anything like that without any oil in the machine. Okay, so I had to go find the key, and I wanted you to be reminded of that. Okay. Okay, I've run the machine a bit. I'm checking the oil here. One thing I noted while I was running the machine was my math was about 2.5 ounces off or so on how much oil this thing would need. 0.16 of 32 ounces is closer to 6 ounces than it was 4 ounces, okay? And if it looked like I was pouring a lot of oil in there, then that was probably why that's the case, because I was basically off a little bit of my math. So anyway, we're not quite at the full level yet, so I'm going to put just a little bit more in this machine. And we'll leave it at that. Okay, so put this in here, check the level one more time, and it's right at the full mark. Clean the dipstick, check it one more time. And I think it's ready to go. So, okay, that concludes my little video here on changing the oil in a John Deere 4x2 Gator. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two. Hopefully I didn't make too many mistakes. I'm sure there will be people in the comment section telling me exactly what I did wrong. Anyway, take all this advice with a grain of salt. You know, just be careful doing the job, and it's your machine. Take good care of it. My next video on this Gator, I'm going to try to do the transaxle oil change, which seems to be a whole different animal. And anyway, if you're interested, take a look on YouTube for that video as well. And anyway, have a good day.